Hi everyone and good morning. I am back with the last day of our weekly giveaway, which is the Ask Me a Question game. I'm on widescreen so you can see a lot more. Excuse the mess to my left. You see my lovely cat there with my lovely flowers, and I do need to water him. Actually, I did water him not yesterday, so don't overwater. And I also have my crazy cat lady cup of coffee with me today. Yummy, yummy, yummy. See, look, I'm looking all professional now. Right, okay, so today I have added in, I've done 5 packs because we're going to have 5 giveaways, and I'll show you what I have added in. Let me just move these to one side and I'll show you what's been added to the prizes. So I've added one of these little ATC cards and envelopes so that you can decorate that up to put in your junk journal. Some just little fun pieces. This is like a little chalkboard sort of thing, but yeah, so I'm going to pop that in there so we don't lose it. A cute little coin envelope, a handmade tag that I made. It's just I've been going through my stash and thought, this is ridiculous, Channelle. This is just wallpaper. It's just a little fun pack that I have put together to add to the prizes. So I've also got this at the back, which is just says love is sweet on there, and you can just decorate this up. It's just a fun craft stock thing. And then you've all got these, which are these, it's from a pad from Hobbycraft, and you can use these for card making, or you could make tuck spots, pockets. They're just very cute sheets here, decorative paper, and they've just got, look, I've even given you a cat one. I've kept one for my cat journal. And then you've got lots of little doggies, and then you've got a cake one. And then I've also put in just some DSP paper sheets. I just made up a little paper stack for you. And of course this is going to all the other prizes that we have already for the week. And I will, at the end of the video, I probably might have to do a separate video actually after I've done the questions and answers. Then what I should do is probably cut back and do the drawing and do all that, because we've got quite a few questions, and I do apologise if there's any questions that I have missed out. I've gone through all of the days and I'm hoping that I haven't missed anyone. If I have, I do apologise. Some people have got 2 questions today because I missed a question from the day before, but you'll see what I mean. Right, okay, so first question, Judith McPherson. Who is your favourite celebrity chef? I quite like Gordon Ramsay. I think he can be a bit uncouth at times, and I'm not really into swearing, but I just like his honesty. I like the way he's just like, well, that's a load of rubbish. You know, I think he's very honest. I like him. He's no mess. He kind of guy, just gets on with it. I used to watch Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares and, yeah, all of those. So I would say Gordon Ramsay. I do like Jamie Oliver, actually. I have bought some of Jamie Oliver's books, the quick meals in 10 minutes, things like that, because I don't really like to cook, so that did appeal to me. So yes, I'm going to be drinking my coffee now. Lovely. Right, this and that with Michelle. Have you ever entered a contest and won? If so, what did you win? Oh gosh, I have, when I was young, I mean, in school, I did enter, was it a spelling competition or something like that? And I did get second prize in that. I can't even remember. I think I got a set of pencils or something. So it wasn't, fantastic, but I did win a competition on TV many years ago. It was about 15 years ago, and I won. You just had to answer a question, figure out this answer to like a quiz thing, and you called in, and I called in and I won. You had these boxes, so you picked a number and there was 1 to 12 boxes or something, and each one, it was like at Christmas time, there was like a Christmas present, and it was all around children and things like that. So and one box, if you picked it, you won all of the prizes in one go, and I picked that box, so I actually won 12 prizes. So I had a Segway turn up, which really, can you see me on a Segway? And that's when Segways just came out. It was this great big huge Segway. I mean, really, I'm not going to go do my Asda shopping on a Segway, but anyhow, and the kids were too young to enjoy it then, so I sold it and bought the kids something else. I bought a motor, they won a it was the Cars, you know, when the Cars movie was out, so I won a motorized one of them, which I gave to Linky. Oh, it was just lovely. It was really lovely. So I have won a competition there. That is the answer to that one. Won loads of toys for the kids. That was from This and That with Michelle. Then we have Creative Gigi. Is it Gigi? Sorry, I'm so sorry. What is crafting to you, and when did you start crafting? Crafting for me, I started crafting actually. One of the reasons I started crafting was with sewing and crochet. It's when I had my daughter, and obviously I didn't have a lot of money, so I made her quilt, her bedding, her bumpers for a cot, her clothes, and to start with, it was actually a way to sort of save money. And then I realised I actually enjoyed it, and I love taking something and making something from it. So that's how I started. But then crafting, when I got ill, became a therapy. It became an escape. It was something that I could sit and do, and the more I found different things to do crafting, the more I love it. I'm just absolutely addicted to crafting. I love it, love it, love it. And I love giving gifts. And then I found that I love teaching, you know, and passing on what I've learned. So it is a therapy, and now it's become a way to make friends as well, which, you know, because I was ill, I didn't go out, I didn't leave the house. So yes, it became a way of an outlet to actually making friends as well. And I've made some amazing friends and met lovely people through YouTube. So crafting to me means so many different things. So I started, when I was about, I would say, 18, 19, I think I properly started, and that was with sewing and crochet. So thank you for that question. Then we have Anne Aubrey. If you could visit the USA, what one place would you most want to see? Well, I have been to America a few times. I've been to Florida a few times, quite a few times, about 5 times, and I've been to Vegas, which I loved. But I would love to go to New York. I'd love to see New York and you know, visit all of the wonderful places there, and just have a lovely feel for the people and you know, the just everything. I don't know, there's a few places I'd like to visit in America actually, but my first place, if someone could say to me, here's a ticket to the States, where would you want to go? I would say New York. Excuse me. Yes, so that's what I would do. That's where I would go. Right, Debbie L. She wrote, if you were able to physically and financially, would you take in foster children, or would it be too painful bringing up memories from all of the things from my past? I would have loved to have been a foster mother. And yes, you're right, because of my illness, because I got ill when I was 32. And obviously I wasn't in a stable relationship. I didn't, you know, I struggled bringing up my own child, not, you know, be financially more than anything. So I wasn't able to do it. But yes, I mean, it had crossed my mind that, you know, it'd be something I would have loved to have done, most definitely. I would have loved to have done that. And I think it you know, I would have, I think going through it yourself, I would have made sure that I didn't do what other people did, and I didn't, you know, Yeah, I would have loved to have done that. Right, okay, so Thorid asked, that she's got 2 questions because she had one from the day before. First thing she said was, if you could choose a car, which one would it be and what was your first car? Well, I only started driving 3 years ago, so the car I have now is my first car. Actually, no, that's a lie. It isn't my first car. Funny enough, 25 years ago, I tried to do my driving test then, and I did, excuse me, have a car. But actually, it's the same car, near enough, as it is a Ford Fiesta. And I now have a Ford Fiesta, a more modern one. But, yeah, so a Ford Fiesta was my first car, and it was a blue one. My one now is silver. If I could have any car, well, I would love to have a little sporty convertible. Obviously I'd have to have a big 7-seater as well for the children. I just get them in my car now, but it's a bit of a, you know, they're a bit cramped if I have all 4 of them in there, and I can't have anyone else in there if it, you know, I take them all out. So I would love a 7-seater big car, but for myself, going out on a weekend or whatever, I'd love a little 2-seater convertible. I don't really care what make or model. The only thing is though, right, and I think about this a lot, yes, it sounds nice to have a little convertible on a sunny day, but can you just imagine it, right? Okay, so I get up in the morning, have my shower, wash my hair, dry my hair, straighten my hair, make myself look all lovely, get in my car, doing the bee's knees with my shades on, everything else, going down the road. By the time I finish my trip, I'm going to look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards. Honestly, I remember once, and I'll tell you a little funny story. Actually, oh my gosh, I have had some awful things happen. I was going on a date. Excuse me. When I was single, I was going on this date. And I'd been chatting to this guy online. We've been talking for a while. And he said, do you want to go out for a date? I'll pick you up from wherever. So I met at a public place, of course, because we do for our safety. And he turned up in this BMW convertible car. Lovely car. Thought, oh, that's nice. He was a bit of a show off, though. That really did put me off a little bit. Because he was a bit, you know, look what I've got, which I didn't like. Anyway, so I got in the car, and I didn't know he had a convertible, did I? I didn't know what car he had. If I did, I would have been more prepared. So, of course, my hair was down, and I'd spent an hour blow drying it and straightening it, making myself look gorgeous. Got in the car, thinking, okay, this will be okay. We're probably just going down the road a little bit. Well, we were going to this pub for a meal, it was down a big dual carriageway. Well, my goodness me, he went full speed down this dual carriageway. By the time I got to the pub, my hair, oh my gosh, I looked like a bird nest. I honestly looked like a bird nest. And the worst thing was, I didn't have a brush in my bag. No, I did not have a brush in my bag. Oh, it was awful. I had knots in my hair. Thank God I wasn't interested in him, because if I was, I probably would have blown it. So yes, if you're out there having dates, make sure you find out whether he's got a convertible. Be prepared. Tie your hair back. Put hairspray in it, and wear one of them lovely vintage scarves. Be prepared, ladies, because you never know what's going to happen. Trust me. Excuse me. So yes, be prepared. Okay, right, and her second question was, if you could give yourself a new name, what would it be? Now, actually, Christine's Cards and Things also asked that question. You do still get both an entry each. Sorry, you get 2, one from the day before. So if I could give myself a new name, what would it be? I love being old-fashioned, of course, the name Darcy. Love it, love it, love it. I would change my name to Darcy. Now, some of you know me as Channelle Duvall, and some of you that have had posts from me or have paid anything to me through PayPal know that my name is actually not Duvall. That's my Facebook name, my YouTube name, my what we call stage name. And my real name is that surname is actually Goodbody. Yes, don't laugh at home. It is actually Goodbody. I didn't make that up. I did not make it up. I promise you, that is my name. Not for much longer. It's going to be Wise. But obviously, you know, this, okay. The work that I used to do, and I used to work in hotels and things like that, I would have like a billboard saying, tonight Channelle Duvall is performing. Now, the reason I'd had a stage name Duvall and not my actual name is because, can you imagine, performing tonight is Channelle Goodbody. It sounds like a pole dancer or a stripper. Now, not that there's anything against, I have anything against pole dancers or strippers. In fact, I wish I could do the pole dancing and be that limber, but I can't. But so, of course, I changed my name, and I didn't want people thinking that I was really big-headed, like Channelle Goodbody. My middle name is Hadda Goodbody. But no, actually, yeah, that is my surname, is Goodbody, and I changed it to Duvall. So Darcy Duvall has a nice ring to it. Yes, it sounds lovely. So Darcy would be my name. Right, the Scottish crafter. Who is your favourite celebrity crafter? My favourite celebrity crafter. I have a lot. I really do have a lot. And I think, actually, my favourite... I do like Tim Holtz, and I do like... But I don't think he's really... He is a crafter. And I think that at the vintage side of him, at the moment, he is currently one of my favourites, Tim Holtz. And I do like watching some of the things that he makes, and his little tutorials and things. But I wouldn't say I have a favourite. I watch loads of celebrity crafters, and mostly crafters on YouTube, you know, like Patricia Viramontes and Artie Mays. I love Artie Mays. She's one of my favourites. But you all are in your own different ways, you know what I mean? I mean, you've all got little things that you add and I like, and, you know, and especially you, my lovely, you know, that you have some lovely tutorials and videos as well. There are so many people out there that do wonderful things. So that's a hard question, because I have lots of crafters that I watch. Okay, Coastal Crafts. What are your future plans for your channel? Do you want to grow your subscriber numbers, or do anything different? Yes, of course, I would love to grow my subscriber numbers, purely because, and I'm really honest here, and I'm not just saying this, I don't earn a lot of money from YouTube. I really don't. I earn about £30 a month on YouTube, and what I actually earn on YouTube, I spend on my giveaways for postage and for buying things. I just spend it and some. But the reason I want to grow my subscribers is because of meeting all of you lovely people. Obviously, you know, the more subscribers I have, the more friends I'm going to make, the more lovely people I'm going to have in my life. And you are all fantastic. You're all wonderful. What would I want to do different with my channel? I wish I had more hours in the day, because I want to do more tutorials. I want to sort of teach more. I'd love to share more of that. I do love doing my AliExpress, because I like to find things for you on a budget so you don't have to spend a fortune. And I think that, you know, you get an awful lot from me doing that and showing you my bargains and what I get. But I wish I had more time to do my junk journals, to show my journals from start to finish, to go back to my card tutorials. So when I get back from my honeymoon, I do plan to put a plan in action. I want to do more giveaways. I'd like to do more of this, what I'm doing now. I love this. I love getting to know you all, because even through me answering my questions, you're telling me little bits about yourself, so I'm getting to know more about you all. So I would like to grow my subscribers, and I'd like to definitely do a bit more tutorials. So I need to get my act together when I get back. I'm just working my way through backlogs of things. My trouble is I have too many things I want to do, so I need to try and put a plan into action and be more focused on one thing and not get sidetracked. So any tips on not getting sidetracked, please help me. Right, Seri asked, have you got a colour theme for your wedding? Yes, I do. Well, I do, yeah. I mean, the bridesmaids are like a baby pink, a dusky baby pink. Um, and so there's gold and pink. That's all I'm going to tell you at this point, because I don't want to give too much away about my dress, just in case. Big ears. Here's it. Okay, so that's that one, right? Yes, so I don't want to say too much. It's all right. I just had a thought then, had I missed a question that someone asked, but no, it's coming up. There's another good question. So I'm going to just tell you pink and gold for now, and yeah, so that's that one. Okay, Christine Mortimer, does anything phase you? Do you ever get annoyed with the system, people, or anything else? I think one of the things that really makes me very angry, and I've obviously learnt this more from driving in the last 3 years. I remember we used to be in the car with my ex, and he'd get a little bit of road rage sometimes, or get cross with people, and never really got it. I was like, oh my gosh, just calm down, don't be so daft. But from driving and having the grandkids in the car, you know, when there are absolute idiots on the road that pull out in front of me, or drive like complete wallies, you know, that they're my grandchildren in my car. They're their lives that these people are risking, and I get very, very upset and very cross, and I have screamed at a few people rather loudly. I remember one guy was coming down this road, and there was a slip road off a dual carriageway, and I had right of way, and I was just going pootling along as I do, and this car just shot out and right in front of me. I slammed my brakes on, and he just stopped, and I wound my window down, had all the 4 grandkids in the car, and I was just screaming at him. I was like, how dare you drive like that? I've got children in the car. That is probably the one thing. I'm quite a calm person. I think I'm quite calm. It takes a lot to make me angry, but the one thing is people that speed, people that drink drive, people that drive like idiots, because they're not just taking their own lives into their hands, they're taking other people's. So yes, that really gets me upset. Right, okay. Then we have Joanne Sanderson, who never, ever, ever misses a chance to make for me to make you all laugh. And she asked, can I do a Yorkshire accent? Okay, the answer is yes. Actually, you're in luck today. I can actually do a Yorkshire accent. Not that wasn't, that sounded Scottish accent. And I'll tell you how and why I can do a Yorkshire accent. So many years ago, myself and my daughter, we moved to Sheffield, which is South Yorkshire, and we had friends there, and through circumstances we moved there anyway. So she's only 5 years old. She's starting school, first day at school, and you know, I have to tell you this because it all is so funny now. And please, before I continue with my story, I just want you to know I am not disrespecting any accent. I love accents, so please do not be offended by what I'm about to say. It's just because I come from London and I'm a Cockney. Excuse me, and yes, I have been told that I'm a posh Cockney, and I think when you're used to someone speaking a certain way, it's a bit of a culture shock. So anyway, it's my daughter's first day at school, and to be honest with you, I do like the accent up there, but anyway, I should tell you this. It was her first day at school, and we're in the classroom milling around, you know, waiting for the teacher to start and everything, and this little boy was mucking around. He was really mucking around, and he was being a right little horror. And his mother, she was over the other side of the room, and she kept shouting at him, and they weren't listening. So she turned around at the top of her voice, and this is what she said. I'm just going to have to cough first and clear my throat before I do my impression. I'm so sorry. I do have a bit of a cough at the moment, and so... Okay, so she's the other side of the room, and she shouts at the top of her voice, whatever his name was. I can't remember what his name was. Let's just say, I don't know. Anyway, she went, If thou don't go, I'm going to thump thee. But she shouted it at the top of her voice. Anyway, I called my daughter over and I looked at her and I went, if you ever come home and you ever talk like that, we are moving. Anyway, fast forward a couple of months. I'd noticed little things that she would say anyway. And she'd sort of come in the house and she'd say, I'd ask her to do something and she'd go, Gio, Mum, Gio. Give over, that means. And then, remember one day she came in from school and I said, oh, darling, what would you like for your tea? She went, Mum, I love a chip butty. I love a chip butty. And I went, excuse me? Yes, Mum, could you go to the chip hole and get me a chip butty? That isn't very good accent, but she was saying, can I have a chip butty from chip hole? From chip hole? What is a chip hole? Okay, I now know it to be chip shop. But anyway, and these things just I kept noticing it, and she'd say, I'd love a mug of tea, Mum, a mug of tea. And yeah, butty was the other thing, and reet, instead of right, reet. There was just so many things. So in the end we moved. It wasn't just because of that. It really wasn't. But half the time I couldn't understand what she was saying. And she'd miss her letters, because you do miss your letters up in Yorkshire, don't you? And she'd go, who's and nout. No, I don't want nout, Mum. Nout, Mum, nout. And, yes, lots of little bits. And truddy. Can I have some truddy, Mum? Can I have some truddy? I'm like, what is truddy? What is truddy? And I said to her, if thou don't go, I'm going to thump thee. And that's the end of that story. So yes, my accent is okay. I'm not too bad at it. So there you go. Right, Jessie back. Does your almost hubby watch your YouTube videos ever? And would he then sometimes say, ooh, Channelle, how could you do that? I.e. when I did the Exorcist impression. I'll give you a little example. Actually, the other day, I had my craft room door open and I was filming. And it was the day when I did somebody asked me, which Disney character would you like to be? And I said, Cinderella, right? Well, he come rushing in and he was waving at me at the door and I put it on pause. And he went, did you just swear on camera? I went, no, it's like from the film Pretty Woman, where she goes, Cinderella. Well, anyway, so he does listen and he sometimes does say, oh, Channelle, should you have said that? Should you have done that? But actually, most of the time, he actually says it makes me adorable because I'm actually being me. And I am not all airs and graces. And I do think that being yourself and showing people who you truly are is a good thing, and people either like you or they don't. So the answer is yes to that. Sometimes he does sort of wave at me at the doorway going, no, what you doing? So he hasn't heard half of these, I promise you. Right, so yes, okie dokie. And the next question is Pinky Noble. Did you ever volunteer in a charity project? I have done some charity projects and donated gift things and helped out, and I have worked for the RNIB, the Royal National Institute for the Blind. I've worked for kidney research, so I have done a few things. I mean, whether you'd call that a charity project, not sure, but I have done certain things. Like when I used to work in my other job, I have done performances and donated the door takings for a little girl who needed an operation and things like that. So I have done certain things. Yes, definitely. Right. Julie Olivia's Crafts and More. What is your favourite Disney film and why? Or is there any other film? Now, if you watched my video yesterday, my Happy Mail, my subby challenge entry from the lovely Claire Sykes, she actually really got to me in a very emotional way because it brought back a real blast from my past. And how I've forgotten that this is my favourite film, I do not know. It's not a Disney film. It is called Half a Sixpence, and it's with Tommy Steele. And if you watch yesterday's, it just brought back a big flood of emotions because I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I used to love Tommy Steele, the little white ball. That was one of his films. And that other one that had Flashbang Bullet, What Picture, What a Photograph, and Half a Sixpence. He's in quite a few good films, but Half a Sixpence is such a wonderful love story. It's a musical. That is my favourite film. How I've forgotten it when you've asked me these questions before, I do not know. But I do have a thing for Cockneys, I think. Like, I used to love Dick Van Dyke, like Mary Poppins as well. So I think I've got a thing for Cockneys. Okay, 16. A crafty mama. When your daughter was growing up, what do you feel was one or two of the most important pieces of advice that you could give to her? Okay. I think for me, one piece of advice would definitely be, I gave to her, was treat others like you would want to be treated. And I think that is very, 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 very important. That how can you expect to be treated well if you're horrible to someone, or if you disrespect people, or if you don't look at, people not just for face value and you look into them further, so I think definitely treat others how you would want to be treated. And also, life is too short, that you need to show everyone that you love them. Tell them every day, show them every day. I know we get wrapped up in our lives, we forget, not we forget, but we get complacent, or months go past and we don't speak to people. Make a day, a month to make a phone call, to write a little letter, to let people know what they mean, because trust me, life is too short. And I know from the work that I've done that life can be taken so quickly, and then it's too late to show people. So always, always, always tell the ones you love how much you love them. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm talking about you here, listening, watching. I love you guys. You mean the world to me. And if I don't tell you enough, I love you guys, and I do appreciate you. And, just tell everyone that you love. Show them. Okay, Jackie McFall. Now, she has, she has said, what is the funniest joke that you know? And she did tell a joke, a daft one, she said, and it is, did you hear about the magic tractor? It turned into a field. So that was her joke. Very good. Very, very good. So yes, I do have a couple of jokes for you. Now, this is one of my favourites. Are you ready? What sits up a tree and goes, ah, ah, ah? It's an owl with a speech pediment. I love that joke. I'm sorry. I love it. I love it. Here's another one for you. Grandpa, why don't you have life insurance? So you can all be really sad when I die. Okay. What is the difference between a snowman and a snow woman? Snowballs. Yes, so that's my jokes. Okay, and Jackie McFall also had another question. Who is your hero, or who do you admire the most? Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought there was more to that question then. Sorry. I was reading my bit of paper and there's something written underneath. Right. Who is your hero, or who do you admire the most? The person I admire the most, and the person that is my hero, is my daughter. She truly is my hero. She is the best mum in the world. She is so beautiful. She has so much empathy for people. She doesn't realize how beautiful she is and how much of a good mum she is, and what a lovely, lovely person. She has such high morals, and she would do anything for anyone. How she looks after, has 4 kids and balances all that, and she's just had operations. She is my absolute hero. She is my everything. My daughter is my hero. I got a bit emotional then. She is my hero. Love her. Love her. Excuse me. And I do tell her all the time. All the time. Okay, right. Michelle Shetty. She is... her question is this. I didn't write it all down because she had asked. She said she's a new YouTuber and she wants to start doing YouTube videos. Any tips that I can give her, do's, don'ts? Okay, now I have had this question in another question and answers, and basically I think one of the main things is have a good camera. I film with my Samsung. I now have an S10 Plus, but only just recently I had a S8 Plus, and it's fantastic. So, you know, very, very good. Love it. Very, very easy, and you can get software on your phone to do editing. If not, you can just upload it to your laptop or your computer. And lighting is very, very good. You don't have to spend an absolute fortune. My lights that I have cost me £20 for 2, and they're on tripods, and they came with little umbrellas, and I just have a little thing that comes over and it's clipped to a shelf, you know. Let me just show you, because if you didn't see my other video, let me show you. These are my lights. So these are my lights, and they are just like photo studio lights. I have 2 of those. This is my just clip that holds my phone. I do have another one here, and this is it. This is all I use. And let me just put that over here. You don't have to spend a fortune. Now I don't do an awful lot of SEO. Right, I did actually cut my camera off then. As you can see, I'm still in my dressing gown. It is early in the morning I'm doing this. So yes, I hope that's helped. Any other questions, you can always email me at craftfairyfreebies@gmail.com, and I can answer them individually if you need any other help. So thank you for asking that. Then have I asked all the questions now? Let's have a look. Oh, Sue Harvey asked if you could keep an exotic pet, what would it be? Does a gecko count as exotic? I love geckos. I think they are super cute. I would love a gecko. I don't know if that is actually classed as exotic or not. I would say it probably is. So yes, I would like, not a snake. Oh no. I don't do snakes. Don't do snakes. Yeah, so a gecko. I think that is all of the questions. I think. If I have missed any, I do apologise. I am going to go over all of the questions and answers videos for the week, and tally up all of your entries and put all of them into a bowl, and I'll be back to announce the winners. So I'm going to go and enjoy. Look, my coffee's gone a little bit cold because I've been talking. So I will be back in a bit to let you know who has won the 5 prizes that we're giving away. So see you all later on. Take care. Bye bye.